What we've got here on the table, upside down, is a 4x8 sheet of Quartet board, whiteboard. It's actually this model here, the Quartet Premium Duramax porcelain magnetic whiteboard with silver aluminum frame. In this video I'm gonna walk you over the features of the board and how it's been working for me for the last 2 years. It has been installed previously, it just had to come off the wall. And then I'll go through the installation issues, because there are issues. So in terms of its place in the classroom, it was mounted on the wall. You can kind of see the mounting marks there on the wall. We had to install this chair rail here, so it has to come up 3 inches. That's why it's been taken off the wall. So I'm taking some time to do this review. Of course, this review could be posted on Quartet's website, but they removed it within 20 minutes of posting it because they don't want anything controversial. So they claim that this porcelain delivers durability. This porcelain surface with a lifetime warranty will not stain, ghost, scratch or dent within normal use, and I can tell you that it does not. Its writing surface, which is now upside down, its writing surface is wonderfully smooth, absolutely ghost free, and can be cleaned repeatedly. So it's a wonderful writing surface. Okay, that works fantastically well. And now to the problems. Problem number 1. This one says it's a 4x8 whiteboard. Yeah, it's not. So if I pull this tape measure here and hook it on the frame there and come out to the end, it's about ½ an inch shorter than 8 feet. If you are in metric, don't worry about it. It's shorter or narrower or whatever. It's undersize what they claim to be its size. It's a problem only because you want to mount these maybe on the studs. So here I mark the stud locations on the wall, and from here to here we've got exactly 2 feet. Center of the stud to center of the stud we have exactly 2 feet, and from here to here we have exactly 2 feet. Here is another stud and another one. So let me just put this magnet on one of the screws there. So from there to there we have exactly 2, 4, 6 feet there, and we have one more stud here at 8 feet, but it's from center to center. So if the board is exactly 8 feet, it would span from center of the stud to the other center of the other stud, still catching half a stud there and half a stud there. But if it's undersized by ½ an inch, it's only catching a ¼ inch on that stud and a ¼ inch on that stud. So you cannot mount it on the studs at the edge by its frame, face screwing it into the studs, which would be the most secure way of mounting. So it's a problem. It's not meant to be face mounted. That's why they have mounting anchors and other items there for installation. But yeah, it's not 8 feet, and likewise it's not 4 feet either. It's less than 4 feet, but just by a hair. It's close enough, and this dimension really doesn't affect the mounting. If you're mounting it horizontally, if you mount it vertically, yeah, it's kind of close enough to 4 feet, and you might be able to catch a stud if you face screw it with extra holes that I drilled. So anyhow, that's about size. Let's see what you're getting for your money, because this one is costing $998.37. Oh, there's the model number for the board. It's board number 2548. And so this is the 4x8 board. What you're getting for your, let's round it up, $1,000 is this. You get one layer of wonderfully reflective aluminum foil or whatever the heck it is. This is how it came through shipping that this surface is already compromised there, but it's irrelevant to the writing surface. So the back has been busted. So you get some baking foil. What you're also getting is underneath the baking foil is the material is exposed. This is why it's exposed. The edge of the board is stapled. Yeah, you can see stapled. This aluminum edge. This is a hollow aluminum extrusion, and that's a screw there, stapled. This hollow aluminum extrusion there. You can see that it's hollow aluminum. This one is stapled on. There's nothing wrong with stapling, but these staples that have been installed below this line, they are not catching the board material. The board material is made out of, let's pull it off somewhere here, made out of, yes, the familiar 1/4 inch thick MDF. You can see the staple just grazing it and just barely catching it. At that location, you can see it at that location as well. Okay, it's just sawdust. MDF board is what you're getting underneath this aluminum foil. And on the face of it, what makes the writing surface is this. Let me just steady the image. Just give me a sec here. There, that's a good spot there. This 26 gauge sheet metal there, very thin sheet metal, that's not a problem, and it's coated with a 5 micron thin enamel paint or porcelain paint, whatever. That, I think it's enamel, alright, as in enamel meaning molten glass. Okay, so it's got some really good quality paint. This 26 gauge thin sheet metal makes it magnetic, and so that's what you're getting for your money. Now let's crunch the numbers here. The aluminum extruded edge is about $5 that runs around the board. You can triple it. It's still, within ballpark. 1/4 inch MDF sheet is worth about $10. Maybe it's worth $20. I don't care. It's still about the same much money. 26 gauge steel sheet. Let's say it's another $10. And the porcelain paint or the enamel paint that's applied on it is another $10. So material costs $35. Assembly time, I don't know, 15 minutes if you're stretching and having a coffee break in the middle of the assembly. And yeah, it's $998.37. Excellent business tip. So if you want to get into making money, there, make whiteboards. So its size is not right. What you're getting material-wise is basically painted garbage, and that also explains why the surface does this. Can you push down on the surface somewhere in the middle so I can stand far away? Yeah, and just bounce it there. There, because it's MDF. Thank you. Coated with this, sheet of steel. So it's a flexible surface. There's no way you can mount it rigidly on the wall and this be bounce free. It will still move. Now because it's horizontal now, it flexes under its own weight. That's 70 pounds. But if it's once it's vertical, it still moves to the wall because the edge has some thickness, so it's gonna still deflect and flex. All right. Next thing here is installation. I mentioned that I want to install it in the studs because I find the recommended installation instructions massively substandard, but they work. They've been approved by lawyers and they've been proven to be safe, but I don't like them. So a couple of notes here about the installation. This is the aluminum frame board. They would get you to mark the location on the board on the wall, mount these Z clips or Z clips. This is what's in the picture there. Hang the board on it. The edge interlocks with these Z clips, like so. Yeah, and when there's weight on it, this Z clip sits like so, pushing up into the edge if there is weight on it. So try not to have so much weight on it, because the staples will rip out from the aluminum edge right away. And yeah, good luck with that. And that's why at this location I'm gonna rest the top of the board on the top of the chair rail, this molding piece, so the weight is carried with this 1/2 inch chair rail evenly. And you can hang the board when the Z clips are on the wall. You can hang the board on it like so in a 15-degree angle. They will lock in place, they will go in place. So far so good, with a couple of notes. And then you have these 4 pieces of hardware, these brackets. This is how they look like. They look confusing. I mean, they can be identified clearly that this shape is this shape, but why it has a long slot in it baffles the mind, because that would make you think that you could mount it with a screw here, 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 but that's not the case. If you put a screw in it halfway through its, say here, then when you put the 70-pound board on it, this is what's gonna happen. You get the idea. It's gonna slide down. So the installation instructions do not mention this, that you have to put the screw at the end there where the tip of the pencil is, if it's a bracket in the lower position. And if it's in a bracket in the upper position, then please put your bolts right here where the pencil is now, so in the upper position there, so the board doesn't sync with this or moves with this. Because if you have your screw halfway through this one in the upper position and another one in the lower position is also halfway through, then the whole board can slide down, and the upper one can slide also down, but it would look like this when this slides down. So alright, so I don't know why they have this long channel in this hardware, but so that's what you have. Installation instructions don't include anything about it. It has a picture that kind of suggests that, but suggesting is not nearly the same as explicitly stating it. What you do have here, oh, there's the text. Let me just go back to there you can freeze the frame, you can read the instructions there and there. It also has a typo in it. It says drill holes in the wall in the marked locations using a 1/4 inch drill bit, insert wall anchors, and mount L brackets as indicated in step 1E. Well, step 1 over here, it doesn't have an E sentence, it has an A, B, and C sentence matching with the pictures A, B, and C. And so I was thinking, what the heck is this referring to? Because picture E is in step 2, but what they are referring to is not mounting the L brackets as indicated previously. It's inserting the wall anchors as indicated in 1B. Okay, so there's 1B, the sentence B ends there, where you insert the 1/4 inch insert the anchors, tap the anchor in the hole, turn it clockwise, whatever, you can read it. Alright, so that's what they refer to, inserting wall anchors as indicated in step 1B, then mount the L brackets. Alright, that's how this should read. And the last note about installation, other than that it works, my last note on installation is about the tray, this marker tray. This marker tray has, let me just get you a picture, has an edge or a cross profile there with that triangular part or whatever is in the middle of the picture. It's a Z shape or Z shape, and the triangular little offset there. The triangular offset is supposed to interact and clip in place into the extrusion, but of course it doesn't want to go in no matter how much you push. Okay, now it went in. All right, yours may not. It doesn't want to come out, of course, because I don't want to mount it. And this one comes with pre-drilled holes. It has 5 pre-drilled holes on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pre-drilled holes. There, it came out. I have a problem with the pre-drilled holes because the screws that are supplied with it, you can see one is broken. It's a wonderful story. There's another broken chunk out of it. The screws are too big and they deform the board massively. They deform it to near the point of failure. Okay? The instructions do not state anywhere that you have to pre-drill for mounting the marker tray, but please pre-drill for mounting the marker tray. Okay, there you can see the cracking there on the top. Okay, so this one failed basically there. And going back to the instructions, so they include 5 screws for the marker tray and number 8 screws. These are number 8 screws, very big and very thick. I have some smaller number 6 screws that are skinnier. Either which way, you have to pre-drill. It says steps a center marker tray along the bottom of the board, clip it on, and that's all. It's align, put the tray end caps on, these ones there, and you have those little screws for it. That's all it says. It doesn't say pre-drill it. It does mention pre-drilling if you are mounting a wood finish on a wood finish frame board. If you are mounting a different kind of tray that you need to screw, let me see, yeah, but this might be pre-drilled already, so there's no pre-drilling mentioned anywhere on this sheet, and it's needed for any of the screws for the marker tray. And the screws that are supplied are, let's go with the word substandard. So, cheaply made, coming with a ridiculous assembly and installation steps that don't work with their substandard assembly method. That's why I'm mounting it on the wall. However, it is a wonderful writing surface. So there's my review. Of course, it got removed from Quartet's website within, like I said, 20 minutes of it being posted there. Me and my helper figured that possibly what costs $1,000 on this board, or the $900 difference between actual cost and selling price, is maybe this sticker here. Look at this sticker quality, man. This is smooth. You know, it's even holographic almost. Well, anyhow, this is how the board looks like. It's resting on the top of the chair rail there. It didn't get its tray because it was just bugging the student that was there. The bottom is now face screwed solidly into stud, and from the side you can see that it sticks out away from the wall. There's a V gap, a tapering V gap. We're going from no gap because it's sucked in with the screw to some gap because, one, the board curves, two, the Z-clip takes up some space behind it, so it's never gonna be perfect. It's always gonna be imperfect. And on the other side, where one more screw is yet to be mounted there, it's of course the gap is even bigger, so it's just, that's how it's gonna look like. It's not gonna be any better. Along the top edge, what we've got here is this gap. This is my mark for the stud location there, and so that's the top of the board mark. So the Z-clip was located just under it, and it's solidly engaging as per design, so that's good stuff. It's not coming away from the wall, but that's how I chose to install it, instead of relying on some of the supplied hardware and anchor drywall anchors. It's gonna be now just 4 points, 2 there and 2 there, solidly into studs. And it's always gonna be a little uneven, or a little, yeah, if you use it as a projector screen, the projected image will always be distorted in it, because it doesn't lie flat against the wall. It's not a perfect flat surface. Alright, so that's basically how it looks after installation.